My question would be this, like, just to end the show, would be like, we ask everybody this question. It's about your biggest pivot, you know, and for women in your sport, for your life, and now transitioning in a way that, okay, now this is something I can do with the rest of my life. You know, one at a time, I don't care who goes first. What has been your biggest pivot that got you to this moment that shaped who both of you are as people and as players?
I think for me, I was overseas in 2019, and I was like, I hadn't like heard that I would be in a training camp or that I was gonna be invited to a training camp. I'm like TP, I've always gotten training camp contracts and I gotta make the team, so I don't unpack my bags either. I told myself that I wasn't gonna play again in 2019, and it was looking like I wasn't, and that was when I got a training camp contract for Vegas, and that season, it wasn't like something life-changing for me basketball-wise, but for like the videos that I was making on my page and showing that I'm interested in comedy and acting, and then meeting our social media guy for the Aces, he really like put me out there on their page, and my like fan base started to grow based on like comedy, nothing to do with basketball for real. Cause I was doing like this chant for the Aces. I was doing this Lady Aces chant, and it kept like gaining traction. Like people still talk to me about it to this day. They're like, please just do it one more time. But for me, that year changed like how I went about like my acting career and my comedy. Cause I was gonna be done with basketball, but because I got that, God said, no, you got one more year of basketball. I went, and that season changed what was gonna happen for me post-basketball. And so for me, I'm really grateful that I got that opportunity that year, cause now we have this show.
That was really great, Sid.
Thanks.
It's your turn.
When I was in high school, my senior year, I was like heavily decorated McDonald's All-American, what have you, top whatever player in the country. And I went to LSU, and I'm from New Orleans. LSU was like always gonna be on the top of my mind, but I was recruited by everybody. And when I showed up to campus, I rode the bench for 2 years. I was the white kid at the end of the bench that got in with 30 seconds left, if we were up 30 or down 30. And that was like who I was. So I went from McDonald's All-American to be like, what happened? Like, and all of a sudden I was just like, all of our seniors graduated, and I was like, they have to play me. They have to. There's literally nobody else on the team. I have to play. So that summer I worked my butt off, and I like truly understood what it meant to like really work hard. And I always worked hard, and I like thought I worked hard, I like put in the work. But this summer, I like took it to another level. And after that summer, I just had a new outlook on like where mentally I could push myself to go, where I could push my barriers of when fatigue hit and like how much further I could go through that. Or, you know, when I said I couldn't do something, that was like a challenge for me. I was like, like I'm tired, I can't. I'm like, I said I can't. I'm about to just do it one more time, like just to tell myself that I can. So it became a mentality thing for me after, you know, sitting on the bench, watching everybody play, wanting to play, not wanting to leave my school. I never once thought about getting into the transfer portal. Like, I love my school. It was like where I wanted to be. So I was like, I chose this school for a reason, and I'm gonna make it my own again. And first game of my junior year, I started, and I wasn't like the biggest jumper on the team, so I wasn't jumping in high school. Like all I did was jump. I was like 6'5", everybody else was like 5 what? So we walk on the court and I realized, oh, I don't know where to stand. I like turned around, I was like, where do I go? And that was my junior year. But like, that was like the year that really kind of like changed my outlook on everything.